Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I'm happy to see you. I want to introduce you really quick. So, friends and family, we affectionately call you guys the Guncles. I don't know
The
if you
Guncles,
approve
yes.
of that or
The
not.
proud Guncles.
Proud Guncles, the
All
gay
right.
uncles. So a little bit about you both. So you're my sister's uncles, but family friends. And you actually live here in Southern California, and you were both retired teachers from, I want to say Beverly Hills. Is that right? Hi.
Right.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been together? You're one of the
We're-
few.
Since 1982, so it's going on 43 years.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
43 years in just a couple
A
weeks.
couple of
Oh
weeks, yeah.
my gosh.
Isn't that
Wow.
amazing?
That is amazing. Congrats. Well, thanks for joining me here. So I, first of all, just really appreciate your generous donation and support of me and the center. I know you've been involved with the center for many years. And so right now it's just kind of weird. This is the last A's life cycle. And one of the reasons is because, ironically, they wanted to end it because we do so much more than just focus on AIDS and AIDS
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
programs and HIV. The funds are allocated in different ways. And so it just didn't seem, it was kind of a misnomer. But
Yeah.
here we are, ironically, again, in a time where funds are cut specifically towards HIV funding, research,
Yes.
um, HIV education programs and support programs. So it just feels really weird to like come full circle.
Exactly.
And I wanted to hear your thoughts on that if you had any. Like, is it what's it like for you? Or what does it bring up in
Well,
for you?
it's strange because we went from a time where with AIDS sort of being ignored back in the days of Ronald Reagan to where the community really came together
Yeah.
and really worked hard. And we made a lot of changes for the better, including eventually getting to where we have marriage available for gay people. And it just seems so strange to me that we've gone from that to where there are plenty of people in this country who'd like to get rid of gay marriage,
Hmm.
along with rights for anybody who is a member of, it seems like a member of any minority. It just seems racial minorities, gay people, trans people,
Yeah.
everybody. It's strange. I grew up in um, at a time where you went to school and you learned about Nazi Germany and the Holocaust, and you sort of say, oh well, that could never happen again.
Mm.
Mm.
But the sort of authoritarian approaches that are being taken nowadays is a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I came out at in 1979 to my family, my friends, my church. I was an active participant in a Christian church for many years and came from a very religious family. And there wasn't the word AIDS didn't exist. I
Mhm.
remember when I came out to my church, the secretary of the church gave me an envelope, and inside was photographs of her brother's autopsy report, including pictures of him. He died in New York. He was about 27 years old. And she said they don't know what it is. They're just calling it the gay plague.
Mm.
And from that point on, I met John several years later in 1982. There was just talk of what the word AIDS. And for the last 30 years, it's been a constant fight for everything, for medications and drugs and
For
rights
over
Yeah.
40.
for over 40 years. And now it feels like we finally have these victories, but we're facing an oppression that's just as bad as it was in 1982, 1986, 1990. And it's scary. It's
Yeah.
really scary.
Yeah. Yeah. As you both are saying, I'm like, I don't have words actually.
Yeah.
I I'm feeling the same thing. Like I didn't grow up in that time. I was, I was born in 75. And so it was all very learning later and then also growing up in the church, it was kind of like this other.
Yes.
And to come out and then to embrace and to grow and finally feel like we've come so far, only for things to go like just be stripped away. It's like whiplash.
Yeah.
Momentum that we had, and now it's just like undercut, and it's so quickly.
Absolutely.
And like you said, John, just all the all of the people, all the marginalizations. Yeah, crazy.
It's very scary, and everything. When I think back in the early 80s, AIDS was so scary. There was no drugs for it. There wasn't even a test for a long time. And so we didn't get tested for years because getting tested meant you could lose your job. You would probably lose your health insurance, all sorts of things. So every decade, every year, you have fought really hard for progress. And that progress has been stolen from us. And everyone needs to be involved, especially young people. We fought the battles. We've been in jail. We've picketed. We've gone to Washington, D.C., and we've gone to Sacramento. Young people really need to take up the torch and move us forward because they're the only ones that can.
Yeah. Speaking of young people, I have one
Yeah,
that
like you,
definitely wants to be a part of this conversation. And it's just,
so
hopefully by the time that they're, we go through these, whether it's pendulums or cycles, whatever we call it, that they'll have a happier, brighter future.
Oh, I hope so.
With our legacy that we can remember and share and give the hope of like, there will always be battles and how we face them and how we come together in community is our strength.
Yes.
And can be our joy in these times. So thank you both so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for including us.
We need to do brunch.
We definitely do.
We
definitely do. Have to see the little ones.
Yes. All right.
Emiko, I just want to say one last thing. You're an inspiration. The fact that you have children, that's something we never dreamed of. It was never a part of our reality. And to see you stepping forward and claiming motherhood is such an exciting thing and something that, again, one of those little pieces that we had to fight for. And boy, seeing you there today is very joyful.
Thanks. It is a privilege, I have to say. I know there's many of us who don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting to be here at this point, at this age, but here we are and embracing all that we can.
Good.
Love you both. Thank you so much.
Love you too, Emiko. Good luck on the ride.
Good luck on the ride.
Yeah, we're excited for you.
Stay
hydrated.
Drink lots of water.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.